Hi AD! My name's Catherine. I'm a writer and performer living in New York, and this is my Brooklyn loft apartment. Let's look around. So I've been living in New York for almost 13 years, and I've been in Brooklyn the entire time. I've been in this apartment for almost 9 years. It's a small loft style apartment. The building was built in, I want to say, the 1910s, and it's been residential for a while, but I don't think it's been updated in a very long time. But that's what I love about it. That and the fact that it's rent stabilized. When I found this place, it was like a port in the storm for me. I had just gotten out of a breakup and I had to look for my own place. I was finding nothing until one day I happened to be walking around Crown Heights and looking at Craigslist. Lo and behold, this place came up and I knew immediately it was the one. Super high ceilings, the brick wall. It's iconic New York. And even though it's small, it honestly, it feels really big for a studio anyway. That is until about 2022. That's when my boyfriend moved in. So we have been sharing a 450 square foot studio for almost 3 years. I wanted to start with my favorite part of the house, this fireplace. I never lived anywhere with a fireplace before. Obviously it's not functional, but it's here and I love it. This is a piece of postmodern art that I thrifted from a vintage store in Chelsea in 2014. I just really liked it. I like color and I don't know, it stayed with me the whole time. I love knickknacks. So I've always loved to have a mantle where I can display those things. These are some plants that I rescued from an old workplace that laid me off during COVID. This little guy holds all of our smokables and our sage. My partner is a visual artist and a musician. And one of his jobs is that he designs skateboard decks. And he's a lifelong skater. So I got him this incredible photography book by this photographer, Pete Thompson, from the 90s skate scene. Highly recommend it. I do love the glass brick here. It's just like frozen in time. By the way, when you're short on space, you find creative ways to store things. So we have put a whole bunch of books inside the fireplace. And I just felt like it still looked really cluttered. So I kept this painting that I took from my mom's house a long time ago. It creates a little door. The living room itself is based around the TV, like most people's. I use the term living room loosely because it's all one room, just broken up into like little quadrants. This is not a fancy couch, nobody to shop. It's a $400, I think it was, Amazon couch. It's held up pretty well. I've cottage corded up, you know. It's nothing special, but I've taken some really good naps here. I love this pillow, it's as busy as a bee. I found this at Father and Son in Raleigh, North Carolina. One of the best vintage stores probably in the world. The coffee tables I really like. These were another development during lockdown. You know, when everybody was making DIY tile tables? Well, I'm no better than a common TikToker because I made them too. But I think I made a smart choice because I did white tile with white grout. To me, even though they're the same thing everybody else was making, tile and grout over IKEA lac and tables, I think they look timeless and I feel like I can style them in ways that would go with any other kind of furniture. So I'm gonna keep them. I put a lot of effort into them, is what I'm trying to say. This is an antique, this dresser. I bought it from my friend Cooper for an extremely low price, like unfairly low to him. But he was so kind. He wanted to find it a good home, and now I believe that he has. And on top, I've got a little assortment of goodies. More plants that I stole from work. This mirror, it honestly looks like it goes with the dresser. It's perfect. I got this from a moving sale. I have a bunch of friends who are prop stylists and set designers. It's one of the benefits of living in a big city. You meet people with amazing jobs, and those people end up with a lot of stuff, and then they want to get rid of it. So that's why I got this mirror for like 60 bucks. This lamp here was my great grandmother's, and it's probably gonna burn down the house one day. So this is my antique little area. And then here I have a shrine to my first two cats, Kaz and Don. Forever in our hearts. Oh my God. Tyrone is a guitarist. So we have 5 guitars in this house and a bass. The bass is mine, as are a couple of the guitars. This guitar actually I found on the street in Washington Heights on my way to my friend Saida's house. It was just propped up against a a garbage can on the sidewalk. I took it home. Tyrone restrung it for me and put all new hardware on it. And I've been experimenting with writing some of my own songs, which has been really exciting. Tarot cards? Do you guys want me to pull a card for you? Let's pull a card. The moon. The moon card represents mystery, intuition, and imagination, and it can teach you to face your fears and uncertainties, trust your instincts, and remember that not everything is black and white. Okay, I turned the light on, so I want to show you one more thing. There's so much stuff in this house. This is a Japanese advertisement for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 from when it first came out in 1991, and I found it on eBay. It's actually just a tear out from a magazine, but it's literally original. It has Vanilla Ice on it saying, awesome dude, it is perfect. So I had to frame it. And then that frame is from H&M Home. They like randomly have some really cool stuff. Literally my pride and joy, my white VCR TV. I got this on Mercari, thrifted for like a crazy good price last year. This year was a hat that I got from the Venice Beach Boardwalk. I consider this to be essential because we do have a bunch of tapes that we keep in here. The Big Chill. This is a James Taylor concert from the early 90s. Peggy Sue got married. And then Tyrone is incredible. For our anniversary, he got me 2 VHS tapes of Ab Fab. This is for the girls. I have a Nintendo 64 in here with the original Super Smash Brothers and of course the original GoldenEye. And to make it cute, I replaced the knobs with these little ceramic ones. I'm an avid magazine collector, unfortunately for our storage space. So you'll see those all over. Most prized issues that I have are these 4 issues of Bullet magazine. This is an old art and fashion and culture magazine from the 2000s, early 2010s, and it was actually my first magazine job, my first internship when I moved to New York. So my first ever bylines are in the masthead of these magazines. So I'll have them forever. I wish they never folded. They were a really, really cool magazine. I'm not just saying that because I work there. This doesn't have any foam in it, so. The kitchen is the heart of the home, I've heard it said. Welcome to mine. It's simply a corner of the giant room that is my house. One of the main things I think we did that opened up the space in this house was take the doors off the cabinet. I know it's really cluttered, but we like our dishes, and so it wasn't a big deal to show those off. And I don't know, you might not like the way it looks if you're a minimalist, but to me it looks a lot nicer than having just a random cabinet floating with only 2 doors. I wish we had more cabinet space. Pots and pans here, you know, vibes. This oven barely works at all. The numbers have rubbed off, so I just kind of go off vibes of what I think like 375 would be, you know? This is peel and stick wallpaper. I put peel and stick wallpaper on this fridge because, truth be told, I thought it was ugly. It's not stainless steel, it's gray plastic, and it was harshing the vibe of the entire kitchen and therefore the entire house. So I got this peel and stick wallpaper off Etsy. I put it somewhat haphazardly across the front, and I know there are some people who don't like those like renter-friendly, cheap DIYs, but to me it's better than looking at something ugly. I don't have a choice. I'm not buying a new fridge. I can't afford that shit. One thing I would say, if you guys have an apartment that has like some like crappy fixtures in it, a really cheap little thing to do is small replacements. Like one time I came back from a vacation and Ty had put a new faucet in the sink, which made it so much easier to do our dishes. It seems like such a small thing, but it's actually a huge upgrade. All those little things, they add up. For storage, one of the things that we've done is like repurposed milk crates. I guess it kind of goes with the industrial aesthetic, and it helps us just like contain all of our stuff into small areas. Since we don't have a pantry, we kind of like having stuff with borders just to like cluster things together. Otherwise, it makes me feel crazy. Other prized possessions in my home include this Meg coffee maker. I drink probably 5 to 6 cups of coffee a day. I'm told that that is a potential medical issue. But in the meantime, this is my best friend in the entire world. I really like tea. Sometimes I'll have that. I'll have caffeinated tea at like 10 p.m. when I'm trying to like not be insane. Eric Wareheim's cookbook. My friend Chloe is Greek, and for family. Wrote this cookbook. It is so amazing. Everything in it looks divine. And I've made a few of the recipes and they're incredible. Highly recommend this book. You can get it on Amazon. Also, I hate to say it, but this garbage can is one of the great loves of my life. It is separated by recycling and garbage, and I actually don't think it's ugly. I wanted this so much that I asked my mom for it for Christmas in 2023. I got a garbage Christmas gift. This side of the room is just kind of like our open area in front of the closet. What I've tried to do in this house is like use height as much as possible, because when you have 2 cats, or in our case now 3 cats, one room isn't really enough space for all that. I bought these cradles on Etsy, and then these are just shelves from Wayfair, and I created a little like stair step system for them to play on the wall. And actually there's one here right now. This is Tater Tot, we call him Tootie, and they love it. I don't remember the seller, but I will link it below because I've gotten a lot of questions about these, and they truly do love them. This is just kind of like my little vanity area. Everything is like very cluttered over here. We got this mirror off of Facebook Marketplace. It's actually extremely heavy, which is why it's sitting on top of this dresser, which is also extremely heavy. This is our bed. It's not a queen, it's not a king. It's a full bed, a full-size bed, and Tyrone and I have been sharing it for 3 years. We don't really mind it. Maybe one day we'll have a king. Luckily, in the meantime, we like each other, so. It's just a platform bed. I like the woodwork on it, it's pretty. Once again, the perks of living with an artist. Tyrone actually sketched this. He also drew this. This is from his art school days. And actually, my dad is an artist too, and that is my dad right there on the left. A friend of his actually made that, and it's not a sketch, but that's actually made with a sewing machine. So if you get close up, you can see it's actually thread and not pencil drawings. It's kind of cool. I guess if I had to pick a place where the magic happens in the house, it would be here. Because so much art and writing and music gets done at this little writing desk from Target that we've tried to turn into our little mini office. We have podcast recording equipment stored underneath there, music recording equipment is stored on the top shelf here, painting supplies, you name it. I don't know how we fit all of that stuff in this house, but we have. We even have a sewing machine. And Tyrone tailors his own clothes. This is just our like creative corner. No, yeah, I'm filming a house tour right now. No, I'll call you back. Okay. All right, talk to you later, bye. Cola Scola in Oh Mary, best play I've maybe ever seen in my entire life. This is some memorabilia from Malibu. Tyrone and I spent some time in Malibu this summer, and we fell in love with this vintage store, Surfing Cowboys. It's incredible. I'm actually wearing a shirt from there right now. And then In the Mood, this is a magazine that I've written for, check it out. We actually live across from a furniture warehouse, and we were needing an actual livable, comfortable chair to work in, since we spend a lot of time at this desk. And Tyrone actually found this one on the street. It's really nice. This is my guitar, my first guitar ever. Tyrone literally made this for me out of literal scrap parts. I feel very blessed. It's my pride and joy. And if you've ever listened to my podcast, Slap Adjacent, this is the guitar that I wrote the theme song on. Mwah! You guys know Polaris, the band. They did the Pete and Pete theme song. And this poster is from a live performance of the Danny and Mike podcast, the 2 actors who played Pete and Pete. They have a podcast together, and they did a show with Polaris. And I didn't go to that show, but I did go to one of their shows. And while I was there, I got both Pete's to sign this poster. So I'll be holding on to this probably forever. It's Millennial Treasure. No! No. I just dropped this really cool vintage swimsuit postcard behind the radiator, so I had to pull it out with a pair of tweezers. I collect stuff like this. I used to have a little brand that sold vintage swimwear, and maybe I'll start it up again someday. This is a poster from a Sonic Youth concert in 2004, August 19th. It was my first ever concert as a teenager, but this is not my poster. My boyfriend and I have been together for 5 years, but we're both from the same town, and when we first started dating, I found this poster in his apartment, a poster from the first concert I ever went to. So that lives up here next to another one of Tyrone's paintings. I just feel really blessed to live with and love someone so talented. He's literally such a big inspiration to me. And I love that we have lived in a space that has allowed us both to express ourselves. Despite only being one room, it's really held up. Cowboy boots are decoration. I'm literally always saying that. And honestly, you can look in the closet, but you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. This is the bathroom. You know what goes on in here. I mean, there's not much to it other than the fact that it is really big for a bathroom in New York. We have this little seashell nightlight, which I think is cute. Otherwise, I don't know, the fixtures are old and kind of cruddy. Pedestal sink, rotting medicine cabinet. Well, we tried to like zhuzh it up. We made a little gallery wall of some memorabilia. This is a road map of the Florida Turnpike that I found at the Raleigh Flea Market. And then this little shelf here is another piece that I got from the storage sale. Another prop stylist friend of a friend used this apparently in an HBO show. And I forgot to ask which one for some reason, so I don't know. If you watch a lot of HBO shows, you might see my shelf. Let's get out of here. And that's my Brooklyn loft apartment. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next house tour. Bye.